That means endure whatever is put upon us, which might mean torture and death or whatever it is. But with the grace of Christ, we'll be able to do that. That's a trust I think we need to have. One of the interesting things about your belief, which I think is accurate, there's a lot of parts to it, because if we're just at the doorstep and we haven't really got to what's coming, which will be worse, that might make people gulp. We have to remember our Lord promised us, you don't have to worry. When the time comes, I'll give you the words to say. I always read in his words also, don't worry, when the time comes, I will also give you the grace to sustain yourself in the times that come. I just read beautiful testimonies from Jimmy Lai and also from a pastor who was in jail in China. And they're suffering brutally because they actually have guards with them all day and all night to make sure they don't pray.
Hey, my friend, are you an experienced video editor who can also shoot with a camera? If so, then we've got a job for you right here at LifeSite News. We are looking for a full-time video editor/cinematographer to work with me in studio right here in Barry's Bay, Ontario, Canada, to help produce our flagship programs. We will also head out on the road to capture live events such as the March for Life. And if you remember that truckers demo, that was awesome. So other national events will be included. Do you want to try your hand at one of the most exciting places to work in the pro-freedom movement? Join the LifeSite News team to serve Christ and spread his truth on life, faith, family, and freedom. To apply, simply email your resume, demo reel, and cover letter to resumes@lifesitenews.com. Wages are competitive and relocation package is included. May God bless you, and I hope to see you on the LifeSite News team.
That's the thing, they don't want them to pray. So, of course, they can pray lying down. You can pray in any fashion you want. So you don't always have to be on your knees, although they love to, I'm sure. But they both testify how Jimmy Lai, a good Catholic, no mass because he's incarcerated, no opportunity to pray. This pastor as well. But they both testify how they're closer to Jesus now in incarceration than ever before. That's great hope for me because, unless you're really tough, like there's probably some soldiers out there who think, let the persecution come, I can stand anything. I'm not like that. If I thought rationally about it, oh gosh, if they go to bend your arm, you're going to say, okay, whatever, I'll do whatever. But if we have the grace to know that Christ is going to be with you, and we can therefore, with Christ, I can do all things. And that means suffer through whatever. That means endure whatever is put upon us, which might mean torture and death or whatever it is. But with the grace of Christ, we'll be able to do that. That's a trust I think we need to have, particularly talking about, we're just at the start, it might get worse. Because it's not only a physical torture and suffering and death that is coming and is here, it's also spiritual. And a lot of us with kids, I've talked to so many parents who've come up to me and said, I remember talking to this one lady, 9 kids. She looks to be our age. And she said to me, I have 9 children. They're adults. They've all left the faith. All left the faith. And her and her husband are holy, they're daily mass Catholics trying to live the faith. That kind of suffering that's a torture that is, to me, unimaginable. But it's still in those circumstances we have to trust. These are good people. These are people who go to daily mass, who offer up all of their sacrifice and sufferings in union with the holy sacrifice of the mass. Jesus said in his revelations to Saint Placida, prayer was Jesus and trust in you. And having that trust, even in the midst of the absolute, devastation of what's going on with the children, is so essential today because of what you say is still to come. It's much worse than what we're already at. So that brings me to the next election, the next conflict. Because if this sounds like Francis himself isn't the false prophet, and if I'm not mistaken, the false prophet is one who will actually point to Antichrist as Messiah. Is that not right?
Yes, because it's that way.
So if Francis is not him, we can then suspect that because, well, is it for sure that the false prophet will be a pope, or is that not clear?
It's not been said exactly in those terms, but it's evident. In regard to, before I go to that, what you just said about family and what is to come, I'm a father as you. I know exactly what you meant. However, I do believe, for instance, in this sea of mediocrity we live in, there is hope. The message of the Virgin Mary in orbit around faith and hope. One example, all these people have Star of Bethlehem, Monique Turnbull, Ron Gray, Christine Bacon, so many others. Michael Matt, he's a terrific chap, and others. There is a resistance, and it got right straight on cut lines. You are there to bring forth the truth for which God was crucified, Christ was crucified for. We must not despair. What's more, in Prophecies, with Marie-Louise Genie, among others, with Caravana, which has not been condemned and still under investigation favorably by the local bishop, there is a prophecy informing us about the warning, a moment of extraordinary mercy of our Lord, when the time where everyone, no matter their status or the station of life or their faith, will be aware that such a notion as a God, that Christ was his Son, and that the Church, founded on Peter, is the Church of the Son of God. It will be brief and will last for 6 weeks. There will be massive conversion. It's hope for me as a father. Myself, my children, very much like yours, I am certain, are in love with their faith, with Christ, and with the Catholic Church, with Catholic faith. There are others, like you said, that have their hearts shattered. That's what differentiates us between those who have faith in natural faith and those that do not. We must completely put stock, unconditionally and blindly, into our faith into Christ. If I'm not into this, and I don't have the authority, but I'm absolutely certain that it is correct. For all those who decide willfully, after listening to your shows, plural, and to the message of the Virgin Mary, and to the guidance you give them among other heads of podcasts, if they say yes, if they answer yes to this invitation, and we say to this spiritual mobilization in this war we are all involved in, I assure you that God will respond accordingly and will protect you and those that you ask protection for. God cannot act in any other way. With Marie-Louise Genie, I know I tend to be long-winded, but to Marie-Louise Genie, our Lord said, on one instance, those who place completely and blindly and unconditionally they trust in me, force my hand. I must come to their rescue when they totally, blindly place their trust in me.
I am pleased to announce the launch of the new LSN TV app, which can bring all of LifeSite News' top video content direct to your phone, tablet, computer, and TV so that you can bypass the censors and keep fighting with us for life, faith, family, and freedom. Don't be alone in the darkness. We've been canceled. Fight the cancellation. Download the app.